Probably don't want to immediately start blasting with the Black Rock shooter since we, don't really have ammo for it. I don't know how... Huh. Is this one of those anomalous items? I'm gonna say I don't know how much ammo we'll really ever get for it. We might be only having the 5. I don't know.
Come on.
Huh. I guess we'll go. Yeah, that's some Black Rock.
Black Rock powder. Need to keep an eye out for more of these.
It's a weird looking chest. So we're mainly gonna run into shadow people here. Expecting more notes in archive. Never mind, probably some paint people. I heard you. I knew you were there. Is there something I can do to, Can I kill you?
No effect.
I'm gonna actually reload a save, I think.
Finally! Something works on these bastards.
Okay, it's a really long charge. But that does work. I'm gonna reload because I just want to see if we can kind of preempt that a smidge bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, Black Rock powder. Need to keep an eye out for more of these.
Interesting that you said that.
Come on.
Hey, that gave me more stuff than it did last time. I wonder if the fact that I reload it helped at all. Like, give me that freebie. Can I activate you at all? Or dude didn't stand a chance. But yeah, that's the only way we can deal with them, it looks like. But I don't, like, am I gonna fight every one of them? I don't have a lot of Black Walk. I mean, again, I don't have any options besides that.
Diana sat in her office. A weak desk light kept the darkness around her at bay. The silence of the archive suited her. She scowled at a series of graphs when the room turned red. Alarms blared. Breach detected. Then the walls of the archives rumbled. A tremor in the bones of the facility. One by one, the red lights went dark as a wave of nothing poured in from all sides. Diana stood, but there was nowhere to run. The sheer depth of the darkness terrified her. She realized they had done this. Her and Jules. Their ambition. Their hatred. Her desk lamp flickered. In the brief moment before it all went dark, she thought of Jules' smile.
So she should be in here. There she is. This kind of sucks for exploring, huh? Shifting geometry bullshit. I missed the container. It does look like she kind of marked some stuff. What did you just say to me? You guys really need to not take so much shots. Look at him go. You're a silly little guy. You gotta stop though. Let me kill you? That's a different silly little guy. You guys are really pissing me off right now. Okay. Maybe it was the same silly little guy. I'm running out of pistol ammo. More paintings. I have no idea what I'm doing. Was there any reason for me to actually come this way? Or to try to deal with those enemies? Don't want to get any closer to that. This is around where the Alan Wake thing was, right? We'll just keep moving forward, I guess, and hope for the best. I mean, it seems like my best course of action is to try my best not to lean against the walls. I was gonna say, I don't know if that stops them from spawning, but clearly it doesn't. My best bet right now is to hope that I'm not missing anything.
The lake house was underwater. The Marmont's ambitions had finally been realized. Jules had dangled the painting like a lure and hooked an ocean. Their machines couldn't hold it. A fault in the system. The water rushed in, filled it until it was ready to burst. All their successes and failures had led them here. The work had made them into monsters. But the lake house was still theirs. It always would be. They could feel an outsider trespassing in their labs. "I know you're here," they called out to the dark. They hunted floor by floor. They wouldn't let the intruders stop their progress. This was their home, their beloved tomb beneath the waves.
I think this was the one that Jules was afraid of. And yeah, I guess at the end of Alan Wake, I think the lake house was actually still underwater, so my bad. Sorry, it's a little confusing. It's not really confusing, just my memories again shoddy. Some weird, like, fading with that. Diana, I just received a letter from Darling about a request you made to bring in live subjects. What were you thinking? Do you know how that looks? What did he say? Was it approved? No, he refused. You know, protocol does not allow this sort of thing. And he says he will be making a trip to the lake house to check in on us soon. Like we were children. This is very bad for our reputation, Diana. Please, if you have an idea like this, come to me first. Diana, considering the details on the new page we have found, I believe we need to abandon the research into Alan Wake's writing. We must not endanger our staff. Oh, wow. Don't pretend like you are worried about them, Jules. You're just looking out for your own ass. The fact that the pages are detailing future events means they are the correct method. We have to learn how to harness their powers and dictate events to meet our goals. Not Wake's. Whatever those may be, the ATDs are producing better and better results. We just need to keep doing the work. I guess problem I have is I don't really know the time frame of stuff. This could just be him covering his ass, but I don't know if that was like maybe before he was being a real asshole about the fucking nut allergy. No, Diane, I'm looking at the pages right now. Constant imbalance, out of control, a crack in the lake house. If we continue with this research, we will lose our facility. Perhaps more than that. What is the point of succeeding if we are dead? I'm a head of research here, and I forbid you from proceeding. You can't forbid anything. You are not going to keep me from the most important work of my life. God, that, like, fading is really disorienting. If you're too much of a coward to keep pushing ahead, then I'll finish what we set out to do here alone. We have plenty of ongoing lines of research. I suggest you pick one and leave Wake's writing on me. You always needed me more than I needed you. Hello, Dr. Marmont. This is Greenberg. Received your formal complaint about Jules' behavior. You claim he is maliciously keeping research materials away from your team, but he says they have simply been misplaced. I understand you are frustrated, but I recommend giving his team a week or so to find the pages and return them to your team. If the issue persists at this point, then let's discuss your desired escalation. If you desire to escalate the issue, does that sound agreeable? Harry Kingston. I think that was the last one, right? I mean, it's curious, because that could mean that he was somewhat acting malicious for the purpose of stopping this from happening. Because, you know, maybe it was a bad idea. But also, he was pretty much an asshole about the nuts, so, like, what?
September 13th, 2023. Notes regarding the concept of the tortured artist. A romanticized image of the sensitive artistic temperament, yes. But there may be truth in the cliche. It's no secret Rudolph Lane has been unhappy here for years. But, the aggregate data shows his art's viability score trending upward over time. If Jules hadn't neglected to hold regular psychological exams, then we could have quantified the subject's emotional state, creating a sort of distress rating to compare against the art's score. I'll make this a sub-goal of my study of Edward Booker. Once we set the variables and establish a control reading of his art and mental state, then we can begin inducing negative emotion. Limited food and water, perhaps. An increasingly tight living space. This is how Jules lost his subject, though. Need to be careful not to leave any sharp objects in Booker's cell.
The song really messed up those subtitles and also was very distracting. Is this the whole like 60 breath thing kind of coming up again is interesting. On the morning of the musician held at the lake house for research purposes was discovered missing from her cell. Security footage of the cell from the night before was damaged by electrical interference of an undetermined nature. Redacted, known professionally as Redacted, had produced a song called 60 Breaths during the time at Lake House that was considered very promising as research material by Dr. Marmont and Dr. Marmont. Redacted somehow used her song to orchestrate her escape. Efforts to find Redacted were brief, with any wider search considered an unacceptable risk to the Lake House's mandate of confidentiality. Actions to be taken. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether any staff at the Lake House were involved in the disappearance of Redacted. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether the subject used a song they created as a redacted means of escape. What is linked out there? All materials related to and work produced by Redacted will be stored in the archives for future reference. Online checks for the public reappearance of Redacted are to be performed weekly. Known web addresses associated with Redacted in the past, known addresses with paranatural AWE activity, Redacted. Thishouseofdreams.blog.com, Redacted. I wonder if these websites can be found online. SirenSociety.io for the up-to-date full list. I'm gonna look up the Siren Society one. I'm gonna try to spell it better. Oh, there it is. You found your way here. Welcome. How do we reach you? Oh Lord. That is a pretty trippy looking page. I'm into it. You know, it's not surprising. And then, of course, the House of Dreams blogspot probably has some crazy stuff going on. I'm sure if I put, like, an email address in, I can get some wacky emails. I'm sure there's a fun amount of deep dive you can do with that. Oh, didn't see that note. Project Arbitus, the definition of art, a study by Dr. Diane. To truly comprehend the threshold within the Cauldron Lake, we must first understand its attraction to art. However, even the definition of art is varied as the range of craft that falls under the name. To that end, we must open a track of research dedicated to defining and quantifying art, ultimately rendering the concept into a unit of measurement. To begin, let's not try to understand humanity's definition of art, but rather Cauldron Lake's preferences. Past cases of Cauldron Lake's threshold affecting reality have centered on writing, Wake 2010. Cinematography is also suspected, though not directly confirmed, Zane 1970, which is crazy in itself because that was rewritten from his novels in the first Alan Wake. What about other mediums? We will need to test the viability of painting, poetry, music, photography, sculpting, dance, and so on. Not to mention the myriad of genres or methods within each medium. What about crafts outside of the most common artistic expressions? Does any act of creation on a high level of expertise merit the title of art? Baking, woodwork, etc. I did mention that earlier. What about non-physical mediums? Why is music and art and philosophy is not? Does something become art due to its medium, its quality, or perhaps simply through the intent of expression? Or an equation made up of all three? What would be the order of importance? What thresholds must each factor reach for the equation to succeed? Clearly, there is much to determine. We must begin with developing a methodology, using a vast range of arts and general creative endeavors, both physical and mental, then find a way to test their potential connections to Cauldron Lake's threshold. Cauldron Lake is an enigma with many layers to pull away if we are to understand it, and ultimately bring it under control. The work will take years. So am I just busting on through this direction then? I was hoping for a, Yeah, we're not going back for that. I was hoping for another, coffee break room, but I guess we'll just go forward and hope I don't even know if this is actually like need it. We got a goal completed with it, but our main goal is 5, so I don't know if this is needed to get to 5. And then of course I need to try to get 2. Actually, no, that's the way it came from. Is that just a straight path now, actually? I might try to go that way. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'll take that. Wonder if that locker is still... I don't think it will still be available because it's a, it's kind of that fake infinite look now. I heard noises. I don't know if something spawned in. More notes. Annual report threshold study. Progress of the Lake House's directive to understand and suppress the Cauldron Lake threshold has improved this year. Research in the area of threshold energy detection and measurements have made great strides. See report that one. Do that one. Allowing us to work with the investigations department in the construction of an early warning system near the shore of Cauldron Lake. Exploring the relationship between the shadow and source of light continues to be difficult without active threshold manifestations to test against. Additional means of containment and offensive measures against the shadows have similarly been difficult to develop within an active AWE, theoretical research continues. Theoretical research continues. Research into threshold suppression techniques is ongoing, with no clear determination regarding their viability possible at the time. The team has been testing counter-frequency projection in the vicinity of Cauldron Lake. Per mandates, that one will find being sent to Dr. Darling as requested. In summary, 2017 has been a successful year with further promising breakthroughs predicted for 2018. Signed them when they loved each other. Before Dr. Darling was lost in the lockdown of the oldest house, he tasked the Lake House with discovering the nature of the shadows and its ability to convert art into reality. During our diligent research into this phenomena, it has become clear that Darling was not dreaming big enough, which leads us to the new goal of the Lake House and its talented staff, to create a stable connection between the Cauldron Lake threshold and our own dimension. Threshold traversal has only ever been possible inside the oldest house and occasionally during altered world events. Do this is often an involuntary process. The shadow's known attraction to the art provides us the perfect opportunity to create the world's first controlled bridge between dimensions that can be safely traversed in either direction. I don't know, like the other dimensions that we kind of go into control, weren't those a bit easier to go through? A laboratory will be built at sublevel 5 where experimentation related to linking with the threshold will be performed. This location will take full advantage of our proximity to Cauldron Lake. In this laboratory, we will simultaneously develop a machinery that can connect with the AWE site in the lake and use art as the focal point to create the bridge. Precise methods are yet to be determined, though teams will soon be formed to explore processes involving art as a dimensional anchor. Reality manipulation via art and machine-assisted coupling signed them. Any other notes around here? It's hard to tell when there's papers on every desk. The way that like shifted, I thought that the note faded away. I obviously still gonna try to bust through this way. And I don't know if there was actually any particular reason why I came in here besides bonus. Kind of seems like this might also lead nowhere. It might have just been bonus. I hate that way of, like, stopping you from going somewhere. Because it's so easy to just kind of get disoriented and then be, like, stuck in that rhythm. Yeah, I guess we're done here. That was kind of neat. I guess now I'm going to just try to hopefully make my way through sub-level 3. Only 6 people allowed in here. Oh. Okay, clearly I missed something then. Clearly I was super wrong then. Because we don't have an elevator this way. Wow. Turns out I am stupid. There's a switch over here.
He booked the lab. Some big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere. That bastard is hiding them. All those years, he steals credit for my ideas and my work, and now he's scared of being plagiarized? Oh, that is really fucking rich, Jules. Oh, and he's reportedly misplaced the manuscript pages I need for my work. Suddenly, the exact pages that I need to reference have just vanished. He is actively impeding critical bureau research. I mean, if he can do that, then what is stopping me from going down to that lab? And I don't know, just inverting the amplifiers or misaligning the receivers or both. It's the same thing in principle. He booked the lab. Some big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere. That bastard is hiding them. All those years, he steals credit for my ideas and my work, and now he's scared of being plagiarized?
This doesn't look like Lane's style.
Oh, that is really
Different
fucking
artist.
rich, Jules. Oh, and he's reportedly misplaced the manuscript pages I need for my work.
Can you not repeat?
Suddenly, the exact pages that I need to reference have just vanished. He is actively impeding
Cool-looking
critical
tree.
bureau research. I mean, if
Oh, that's
he
cool.
can do that, then what is stopping me from going down to that lab? And I don't know, just inverting the
The light
amplifiers
switch
or
cord.
misaligning the receivers or both. It's
Oh.
the same thing in principle.
We go into the, I don't remember what the name of it was. The
The
hotel.
lab. Some big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere. That bastard is hiding them.
Where's my audio? I'm just gonna kind of put that down for a second.
All those years, he steals credit for my ideas and
It's still audible. Did I not put it down all the way? It doesn't matter. This is good enough.
that is really
From Dr. Casper Darling, FBC head of research, to them. Something about this new direction for the lake house after I got back to New York. Hope pivoting to researching thresholds, redacts, reality manipulation effects wasn't too much of a shock for you. Seems like your work on containment was stalling, so I decided you all could use a fresh start. Here's something to get you started. Some drawings made by certain redacted a while back. Files on the attached envelope. Test for any reaction that may trigger with the shadows. Still don't like how unscientific that name is. You can designate the artist as P6 in your records. What did I end up saying? This isn't...
details anywhere.
Is this what led us to P? We have a lot of notes here. I got clearance 3. Lake House Saw, Cauldron Lake. Jewels Marmont Shaded. Encountered shaded individuals. Okay. Only saw jewels as shaded though. Choosing artist, connecting the threshold to our dimension. Wow, great fucking idea. Lane's death was the last thing we got. Subject P. I read Dr. Marmon. Manuscripts, emulating Rick's writing. Fabricate. Jules scared of pages, wanting to stop research. Ed Booker was abducted. Not level 4 threshold manifestation. Nothing else of interest. What is that, light switch?
My ideas and my work, and now he's scared of being plagiarized? Oh, that is really fucking...
Yeah, I kind of missed what was being discussed a little bit with that because I can go back.
Oh, and he's reportedly misplaced the manuscript pages I need for my work.
I mean, the elevator's here, but yeah, I kind of want to pull the light switch.
Have just vanished. He is actively
Quick lesson on light
impeding
switch
critical
words.
bureau research.
If you find one, pull it 3 times.
I mean, if he can do that, then what is...
The Ocean View Motel is a dimensional intersection. The doors from the lobby can lead anywhere, but I didn't end up in the lobby this time, which was definitely unusual.
I'm gonna say, it definitely does not look the same. I don't even know what I'm doing, because, like, we're supposed to go to 5. Maybe we would have been forced to 4 if I didn't immediately go there. Is, like, the shift happening? Are we in the oldest house right now?
Panopticon. But the Panopticon is at headquarters. Yeah.
I'm outside in a forest. The sun is shining. Birds are calling. I feel dirt beneath my feet. A breeze. Everything smells like rain.
Oh.
Here, I'm in a forest. Sunlight on my face. Birds are flying past. Leaves rustle in the wind. In a forest.
Is this Jesse's brother?
Light. Trees.
Jesse's brother?
A field of flowers. Not here. Not here. Not here. I'm in a forest. The sun
Oh, P6 is the artist
in a forest.
that was
Birds are calling.
did the other art.
Dirt beneath my feet. A
Talk to them.
smells like rain. I'm not here. I'm in a forest. Sunlight on my face.
Talk to them.
Birds are flying past.
Where to go?
I'm Agent Kiran Estevez, Federal Bureau of Control. Identify yourself.
I'm... It's quiet.
Who are you?
It's been a long time since I've seen anyone.
This is an FBC containment unit. Why is the Bureau detaining you?
I'm where I belong.
Everyone I meet here is either a painting or a paracriminal. There's a sign over there for the Panopticon. The Panopticon's only in New York, in HQ. Is this the oldest house?
I think that's where I am.
So you are inside the oldest house. Is anyone else alive?
I'm here, there, home, prisoners, never left. Can't I can't. Don't hear you. Mistake.
It's a waste of time. Hey, this is important. FBC headquarters went dark 4 years ago. What exactly happened in there?
We were attacked. It was them asleep, wide awake. No, no, not again, not yet. No, 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 no.
Hey, stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
What attacked the oldest house? I need to know.
Something's changing. Outside. Can you feel it? I can hear it. It's getting worse. You can't stay, can you?
Hold on. For Will and I need to know if I can...
Tell Jesse I tried. I really did.
Okay. Is this like get hyped for Control 2?
Is that really the oldest house? Felt wrong.
He booked the lab. Some big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the
At least my
details
voice is back to normal.
I couldn't really tell that that was the brother until like that close-up, I think. The hair really threw me off. Interesting. I will say I'm hyped for Control 2.